Hi everyone, I wish to warmly welcome you to the second part of the analysis of the play This Time Tomorrow. And the second part of this video analysis is all about the title of this play. The title of this play is This Time Tomorrow. Well, before proceeding, I wish to put some matters clear as far as the term title is concerned. What is the title of the work of art? The term title simply means the name given to any literary work. Can be a play, a novel, a poem, or any other artistic composition. Remember, the term title is categorized into two natures. What are the types of titles in literature? The first type of title is what is referred to as direct title. And the second type of title is what is referred to as indirect or ironic title. What is a direct title? Well, direct title as far as in literature is concerned is the nature of title whereby there is the relationship between the title itself and the content presented or contained inside that very work of art. That is to say, there is the direct relationship between the title that appears normally on the front cover of the book and what is contained inside that particular work of art. And the second type of title is what is referred to as an indirect or an ironic title. What is it? An ironic title or an indirect title is the nature of title in which there is no relationship between the title itself and the content presented inside that particular work of art. Sometimes that particular work of art, that particular title of that work of art can be symbolic, to mean the title appears to be opposite to what has been presented in that very work of art. Well, back to the play This Time Tomorrow. The title is a direct one, as it shows a disappointed woman who is a widow, and that is Ngugi, whose slum is demolished and has nowhere to go. Her husband was shot dead like a dog in the forest during Mau Mau War of Liberation. Ngugi is helpless, and yet the city council forces her to leave her home without any compensation. In page number 50, the woman cries, "They are herding us out like cattle. Where shall I go now? Tonight, where shall I be this time tomorrow?" Ngugi symbolizes the class of poor people who are slum dwellers in Uhuru Market, who are poor and mistreated by the upper or the ruling class. This book, entitled This Time Tomorrow, the title is true reflection of the future life of the people who live at Uhuru Market. But remember, their future is pessimistic, to mean that they hope the worst of what is coming in future. Thiong'o is asking herself, where shall I be this time tomorrow? This shows her state of disappointment when the city council decides to demolish their slums. She has nowhere to go. But remember, Thiong'o's voice represents all the slum dwellers whose slums were demolished. They are all wondering where they are going to spend their future lives, because the slums have been their only home. Their land was taken when they were fighting for independence. For example, the shoemaker says, "It is not that I don't want to move, but the government should give me a place to go." So this is an indicator of disappointment, because the new government seems to be cruel and oppressive to them. Well, the next part of analysis is setting. Setting simply means where and when a little work was written. The setting is Kenya after independence. This is what is referred as the general setting of this play, Kenya after independence. A specific setting or some minor settings that have been presented by the playwright is Uhuru Market in Nairobi City. It was written in 1970. The playwright has made use of a real setting. The places named in this play do exist in today's Kenya. For example, places like Kabete, Westlands, Uhuru, Kolo, or the place known as Koloboti and Rift Valley are actually existing in today's Kenya. However, the setting can represent many African countries because demolition of slums is a common phenomenon in most unplanned African cities. The reasons behind demolishing such slums and some other buildings include to set up infrastructure and some other social services in the society. Eventually, you find people who are disappointment following this oppressive act by the authority. Plot. What is the plot of this play? Plot refers to how a little work is arranged or organized. It can be chronological, or what is referred as straightforward, or non-chronological, or what is referred as flashback. Well, the play This Time Tomorrow has made the use of non-chronological kind of plot. The play starts from the end to the beginning. The play opens with a journalist who reads an article which explains things that are later found in the end. The article explains about the rotting tins flew high in the air, the cardboards and the dry mud squeaked, and the way slum dwellers have been swept, which makes the place as quiet as Kalahari or Sahara Desert. A reader should finish reading in order to understand what is said in the opening of this play. This is therefore non-chronological. Style. What is style as far as in literary works is concerned? Style simply refers to techniques employed by literary artists to convey message to the targeted audience. The way the work of art has been presented is what is referred as style. So writers can decide to make the use of different styles to convey the intended message to the audience. This play is largely presented in a dialogue kind of style, although there are a few cases of monologue or narration where the journalist narrates the events. Also, the playwright used a flashback when Tim Smith narrates his past life before independence. Remember, the shoemaker also narrates the past events regarding his struggle for independence. The playwright has also made use of language of journalism, where the journalist writes his article and tries to read it. But also the journalist interviews people to get their views on the story of demolition of the slums, to identify whether they are ready to move from that place or not. Moreover, he has made use of a song which the freedom fighters sang during Mau Mau rebellion. The song sings, and here I am going to read the song sung by freedom fighters as presented to us by Shoemaker in this very play. Even if they deride me, and beat me, and kill me, they shall never make me forget. This is a black man's country. Well, remember, the writer has made the use of this song to reveal issues like patriotism and sacrifice as shown and presented to freedom fighters during Mau Mau War of Liberation in Kenya. To further his style, he has used the language of advertisement. This occurs in two ways. One, it is used when making public announcement for a meeting. As it is heard in the play, a meeting, everybody to the meeting at once. Long live Uhuru Market, long live Uhuru Market. It is identified in page number 49. But also when Inspector Thiong'o announces, he says, "This is Inspector Thiong'o of the City Council Health Department. I remind all those that dwell in these places that today was the date I gave your last delegation." Page number 46. All these are advertisements as employed in this very play. But also, advertisement can be identified when Njambo and Wanjiru advertise their business. They are heard saying, "Soup for 20 cents, soup for 20 cents, soup to build your bones, soup is cheap here today." Well, the next part of the analysis of this play is language use, what is referred as diction. What is diction? Diction refers to the choice and arrangement of words in a work of art. Diction can be identified through the use of vocabularies that emanate from different fields and occupational areas. The playwright has made the use of Swahili word, that is uhuru, which means independence. Artistically, this is what is referred to as Verbalism. There is also the choice of words which are formal, used in legal language. For example, civil disobedience, arrested, inciting, violence, etc. The prayer also includes conversational style, conversational language. Find Njang'o converses with Wanjiro, Asinjo, with Wanjiro, the journalist with the shoemaker, etc. Notably, the product has used simple language with full figures of speech to pass the message across. Some of them are outlined here. The first figure of speech used by the playwright is symbolism. Different ideas have been used to imply a particular concept or been used to stand representing a certain idea. They include physical objects, ideas, characters, and many other. Well, the first symbol used in this play is filth mushrooms, have been used to symbolize the poor houses or slums on one side. On the other side, they have been used to imply poor living condition. Mercedes-Benz and long American cars in this play symbolize classes basing on exploitation or selfish tendencies of leaders who belong to the upper class. On the other side, we have people who are oppressed by them, slumberers who belong to the lower class. Another symbol is the symbol represented by characters like Wanjiro and Asinjo. They have been used to symbolize modernity. The two people have been, in one way or another, affected by cultural imperialism, and they are trying to oppose and protest against traditional customs that have been an obstacle towards some different agenda in life, including marriage. We find the two people marrying each other regardless the fact that they come from different tribes. Well, another symbol has been represented by the character Njang'o. Njang'o has been used to symbolize traditionalism or cultural conservatism. She has been used by the playwright to imply traditional nature of lifestyle, as we find in Njang'o conserving African traditional custom of marriage by discouraging intertribal marriage. She does not let her daughter marry a man from another tribe. Another symbol has been represented by the stranger. The stranger has been used to symbolize awareness and courage. Inspector Thiong'o in this play symbolizes betrayal, as we find he was once a customer of Njang'o, but later, after becoming the civil servant, we find him driving the slum dwellers away. Shoemaker, tinsmith, and the majority slum dwellers have been used to symbolize ignorance and illiteracy of the mass. Well, another figure of speech is allusion. Simply, allusion is a figure of speech that makes the use of well-known things, can be ideas, places, physical objects, to imply a particular idea. The use of well-known things in a work of art is what is referred to as allusion. Ngugi wa Thiong'o in this play has made the use of biblical allusion when he compares slums demolition to the fall of Jericho War. Remember, this is a biblical story. To verify this, it has been quoted in page number 36 when the playwright says, "Suddenly one was back in the days of Joshua, when the legionary walls of Jericho came tumbling down." Remember, Jericho is found in the Bible. Another biblical allusion used by the playwright is the part of the Lord's Prayer as spoken out by Django's first and second customers, without forgetting the third customer. They are heard saying to Django, "And forgive us our sins. We are late for our morning soup." Remember, it has been used to refer to Lord's Prayer in the Bible. Another figure of speech is synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech in which the part is used to represent the whole or vice versa. For example, in a human body, the head can stand to symbolize a human being. Somebody can be heard saying, "There are 10 heads in that room." What does it mean? There are 10 people in that room. In this play, synecdoche has been used by the playwright when the journalist says, "Not a human soul was in sight." This says the word soul has been used to mean a human being, meaning there was no any human being somewhere there. Another figure of speech is simile, whereby the playwright has made the use of comparison of two dissimilar things by the use of conjunctions. Simile is evident in this play when the playwright says, "The terminus, normally full of beehive activities, was now as quiet as the Kalahari or Sahara Desert." Page number 36. Django and Wanjiro share the floor as a bed. The conjunction "as" has been used to imply simile. Because the floor has been compared with a bed. This one snores like a pig, referring to Wanjiro. Asinjo has eyes like the stranger, and such thick lips as big as a mountain. They shot him dead like a dog. People who streamed away in every direction like disturbed safari ants, referring to the bus terminus. They are heading us out like cattle. Remember, such expression is heard from Wanjiro, from Django. Another figure of speech is metaphor, which implies the comparison of two dissimilar things without the use of conjunctions. Metaphor is evident in this play when Django laments over Wanjiro. Django is heard saying, "What a heavy load of flesh." Wanjiro here has been compared to a heavy load of flesh to imply her laziness. The journalist says it was another house of Babel to refer demolition of slums. The soup has been compared with the daily bread when it is heard in page number 45, our daily bread, referring to the soup. Another figure of speech, although it can be termed as a musical feature in poetry, is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of stressed syllables in a verse. Alliteration is evident in this play when Wanjiro is heard saying, "What? What? Water?" A consonant sound "we" implies alliteration. Another indicator of alliteration in this play is the phrase that states, "Cocks crow, babies cry, and trains crash." The consonant sound "k" in this verse has been used to imply alliteration. Another figure of speech is imagery, as the figure of speech that creates the mental picture into the mind of readers. The play transmits the use of an image of sight when he says, "Bones, decaying meat, white maggots, tins, paper, broken pots." These words can create the mental picture of vision. Tactile image or an image of touch has been used when Wanjiro says, "A smooth skin," referring to Asinjo's skin. An image of smell has been used, or it is technically referred to olfactory image, when the journalist is heard saying the tantalizing smell of meat. "Once or twice I slept in public latrines. Phew, the smell." This implies an image of smell. To enrich the style, sayings have been used as wise statements mainly are used to upgrade moral standards and teach lessons in the society. One of the notable sayings employed in this play is found in page number 37 when Thiong'o tells Wanjiro, "You sleep, God is sleep." What does the term "God is sleep" mean? It means sleeping as one is dead. Sleeping is sleeping as though you are dead, then you are sleeping, God is sleep. Another saying is heard when the customers say, "Thiong'o, you old hoe, you know how to milk your men." Though this has euphemistically been used, but remember, customers use it to play some jokes around to Thiong'o, the soup seller. Another figure of speech is personification, whereby inanimates have been given human attributes or human characteristics of acting as human beings. Personification is evident when the playwright says, "Dawn found us there. Dawn found us there." Dawn has been given human attributes of finding people somewhere. Another personification states, "Just now noise is dead in the city." Noise has been given human attributes or human qualities of being dead. Another personification is the village was waking up. How comes for the village to wake up like human beings? That is personification. Flights of buses from the country vomited out people who streamed away in every direction like disturbed safari ants. How comes for fleets of buses to vomit people? How comes? Long live Uhuru Market, long live Uhuru Market. Uhuru Market has been given human qualities of living long. Another technique used is rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions that are asked that do not demand a reply, mainly for emphasis or indicating some sort of feelings. It is heard when Thiong'o tells Ngugi, "You speak to me like that? Do you know who I am? Do you?" Page number 40. This is a rhetorical question because Thiong'o herself knows that she is a mother to Ngugi, but she asks, "Do you know who I am?" Well, another figure of speech is exaggeration, hyperbole, or overstatement. Some of phrases or sentences have been overstated, have been exaggerated for the artistic purpose. Exaggeration is evident when Thiong'o is heard saying, "And such thick lips as big as a mountain," referring to Asinjo's lips. So blacker than the suit on that coat. That is exaggeration. It is quite impossible to find a human being who seems to look blacker than the suit on the coat. Another figure of speech is onomatopoeia. A figure of speech that involves a sound effect. Some words have been used to imply a particular sound or the imitation of natural sounds. The tinsmith is heard saying "phew," implying the bad smell when he remembers the moments when he could sleep under the roof of the latrine. Another onomatopoeic word of expression is heard when Thiong'o says "pooh." It simply implies how she was always annoyed by Inspector Thiong'o's voice. He says "pooh." His voice makes me spit. The journalist is heard saying "cock crowing, chicken cackling." So you can create an image of sound of cock crowing, chicken cackling. Another figure of speech is reiteration, or it is referred to repetition. Some words have been repeated, some phrases have been repeated mainly for emphasizing a particular point. Well, reiteration or repetition is evident when the slum-dwellers are heard saying "run, run, run quickly." This is when the policeman, led by the police officer, approach to arrest the stranger, and he finds slum-dwellers disappearing in different directions. Another indicator of repetition is police. The police are coming. Hurry up, hurry up, as spoken by Inspector Thiong'o. Wow. Thank you very much for making a critical follow-up of this analysis. And for this time, let us end up here. The coming session will be to finalize the analysis of this play based on the content part. We are going to find or to analyze, to identify different themes that have been presented or portrayed by the playwright.